good way to bounce back after a performance against Nichols. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it was awesome. We start the game 1 for 7 or 0 for 7. We end up going 20 for 22 after that from the floor, which was pretty special. And they start the second half out 1 for 11 and then finish the game strong until about the last 3 or 4 minutes. But I mean, it was remarkable. The kids came in focused. They did all the things that are necessary for us to be successful. And you know, I mean, my hat's off to them for competing the way they did, because Southeastern's a very good team, very talented. You know, we just were a much better team today than we were on Thursday.
You just mentioned how you guys started this game. You pulled the first wave and put the second wave in, and they sort of sparked the first wave. That's the mechanical key. Talk about how that really helped this game.
Well, it's so important for them to understand that when they're on the floor, they need to play as hard as they possibly can. And you know, I mean, if I could have, the last group that was on the floor today, I'd have pulled them out because they weren't playing the way they should have. They had an opportunity to be on the floor with some of them 6 minutes and 50 seconds to go, and we didn't compete. And they got a pretty good talking to in there. So it makes a difference when you know there's people that can go over and replace you.
And the bench performed extremely well. 63 points scored for the bench. That's almost as much as the total points scored for Southeastern, which is 68. You mentioned how great the bench performed. Can you elaborate a bit on certain players who stepped up?
Well, I just thought the biggest thing was that offensively we pushed the ball for the first time against a team that plays a lot slower. And by doing that, Shamir was able to go 7 for 9 from the floor. Jalen was 5 for 5 from the floor. So, you know, 12 for 14 out of your 2 lead guards there. That was very big. You know, we got the ball inside. We made some good plays. You know, just did some nice things. So we were just able to flow and do a lot of good things. And it was a good day for us to do that coming off. I mean, I was extremely uptight because I have all the respect in the world for Jim Yarborough and what Southeastern does. And I was extremely worried coming into this game. But our guys jumped on them just like we did at UCA. Came out, even though we didn't score the first 4 minutes of the game, we were still playing. We did have a couple minute laps because Roosevelt Johnson had 5 points and we had none. Our biggest thing we got to do is we got to do a better job defending and rebounding, which will be better next week. I don't know if that equates into winning, and we got to continue to do the things we'll do. We'll have a few things that we'll work on and try to improve. We got to really work on our technique offensively and our half court stuff when our running stuff isn't working.
I know it's hard to compare, but that last 15 minutes of the first half probably a special stretches you could want.
Well, no doubt, because I mean, you know, especially coming off what we did. When you think about it, we scored 58 points, I believe, on was it 58 or 56 against Nichols the other day in the second half, and so we come out and score 55 the first half, and I'm just the whole time I'm thinking, hey, sure hope we don't end up with a situation to where you know, we have a reversal of roles. But you know, we won 1 for 11 the second half. The beginning of the second half is a little bit uptight.
Considering what happened Thursday night, how important was it to come out and play well in the first half?
There was no doubt we needed to, because you can't let a ball control team like Southeastern, whose timing and execution is phenomenal, and we took them out of that because of the way that we defended and the different things that we did on defense that made a huge difference.
Last game against Nichols was a struggle for you all, but this time against Southeastern, you guys came out and performed extremely well, especially in the first half. Was there any pressure to perform well this game to erase the memory of the Nichols game?
Well, in Nichols' game, we didn't knock down a lot of shots that we normally knock down. We went up against a good rugged team like Southeastern tonight. We knocked down a lot of shots that we didn't knock down against Nichols State. We came in the same game plan that we did against Nichols State. We didn't try to change anything. Confidence was key tonight.
You scored 24 points, perfect from the three-point mark. Talk about your performance to be so wonderful and magnificent in today's game against Southeastern.
Well, my teammates rolled me in the second half. They got me the ball, and they seen me keep going. That's our motto. If we see a guy going, we try to get him the ball until that flame burns out. Anybody can, it's on any given night, anybody can score the ball. Like Bryson White have 21 nights, Jalen West, James Holman, anybody. We just like to push the ball in the open court and see what we can get.
Next week, you guys play Stephen F. Austin, and they'll try to do similar things that Nichols State did. Talk about how you guys will try to combat that and not suffer the same fate in which you guys did against Nichols.
Well, everybody knows Stephen F. Austin is a great defensive team, one of the best in the nation. We're a great offensive team, top 3 in the country. They're top 3 in the country in defense. Two heads collide on Saturday night. We'll see who the better team is. We have a great coaching staff over there with great game plans against everybody that they go against, one of the top teams in the conference, and we're one of the top teams, so we're just going to put it all on the line Saturday night.
I think it was a lot of pressure at the start of it, but once we got going, I think we got in our rhythm where we tried to find the other game, and I think it helped us out a lot.
Well, you guys certainly got into a rhythm, scoring 55 points in the first half as opposed to just 22 last game. How happy were you at that moment going into the locker room with a big lead like that?
We felt pretty confident in ourselves after we started scoring a lot. This last game we didn't score, and that's our thing. We're the second team in the nation in scoring, so when we score a lot, that's when we usually win big.
Individually, you did extremely well, perfect from the field, perfect from the line. You shot 5 shots, field goals, and made all 5. You made all 3 3-pointers and shot 2 free throws and made those. Talk about your performance individually and what helped you perform so well.
Well, I've been getting in the gym the last couple of nights, getting up shots since they stayed on me, since I've been missing shots the past couple games. And I just want to give credit to my teammates for finding me in transition to make the easy shots.